up, everybody? This is Anime4Deux, and this is my lovely wife,
Big Stay Winning,
and I'm Chef 24/7. So what we talking about today, baby?
We're talking about the anime food war.
Now, before we jump into this, just to let y'all know, Anime4Deux, our goal is we review anime, we watch a couple of the first episodes, and trying to find out is it an Anime4Deux, which means it's like a Netflix and chill type of thing, or we go down the rankings. Now, we're going to break down the rankings real quick. You know what I'm saying? We got anime and chill is our top ranking. We got a Vegeta. You know what I'm saying? We got not enough chakra. We got getting stepped on by a Titan. And of course, the last one, the most annoying thing in the world, is random bug catcher Pokemon battle. He is waiting. I had to get rid of him. He always helped me. Anyway, so I know I'm getting all into the grading part, but I forgot about the food.
Oh yeah, the food. We had food.
Yeah, so you want to talk about what we had today before we go into the montage?
So we had one of my faves, one of his faves, a good old hot sauces po' boy.
New Orleans style.
The patty, okay?
Yes.
Patties.
And Patton's is beef, just in case you don't eat pork. Patton's is beef hot sausage. It is wonderful. I've grown up on it. I gotta watch how much I eat of it, but today I took a break. So, want to jump into the montage? Let's kick it in with the montage. Roll that beautiful food footage. I hope y'all like that, boy. That food was good. It was so
I knew y'all saw me eating that sandwich. You know, the lettuce was falling and there's a pickle on there. All right.
Oh, man.
Ooh, the food today ain't coming up with food wars.
It was hand in hand. Want to give a big thanks to my homegirl, D Beautiful. Her son suggested that we try Food Wars. He like, you a chef, you'll like Food Wars. And we watched it, and you're going to enjoy this review. And also for my New Orleans loyalists, yes, I did not put no tomatoes on our sandwich because I can no longer eat tomatoes. Just disclaimer. Supposed to have tomatoes, folks. Anyway, let's get to the first round. Show premise.
So, like we said, the name of the show was Food Wars. And so the premise of the show is basically the main character was named Suma, works in a cafe with his dad. He loves to cook. The dad is in the process of like selling the shop, and he basically sends his son off to school where he's gonna learn some culinary skills, but they have a 10% graduation rate because it's really like a top tier school.
I didn't realize he was selling the shop. I thought that the shop was gonna get repairs, and also just in case.
Spoilers or spoilers.
Yeah, last week I made an edit mistake, but it was changed before the final production. But it was originally Sawyer's. Yeah, pretty much she covered the premise. What was your take on the premise?
The premise of the show is great. I feel like it's creative. It gives you some fun aspects of food and stuff like that. So I like it. I like that it was about food. I just keep talking about food because that's one of my favorite things.
As far as the premise, she pretty much went down the gist of it. After he gets into a culinary school, and that's where pretty much episode 2 takes place from there. And it's more about him in culinary school than actual him cooking at his father's restaurant. But it was so gravitating that they could have made the whole show about him just keeping his daddy's restaurant open. You know what I'm saying? Man, what you say? What's your points?
Oh, I gave it 5 points.
I gave it 5 points too. Like flat out, the premise was nice. It was simple. It was easy to follow. There's no special powers. It's just food.
Good old food.
Good
old food to put you where you need to be.
Right. Let's jump into the characters.
The characters, Joe the dad, he was cool. He just wanted his son to be put to the test, so I felt like he was a cool character. The main character is like, man, everybody doubt me, because like once he gets to the academy, everybody starts to doubt him because he worked in a diner and, you know, they all like professionals or whatever, so they kind of doubted him, but he like every time he ready to step up to the plate. And that's usually the thing, like the person who's the underdog or whatever, they always ready to step up to the plate because they ain't never had it easy anyway. And the main guy is my favorite character because he hold down his stuff. But I also like the character, I don't know the girl name, but God Tone, because she's like the top tier of palates. Like she has a very, very delicate palate, and she's like thinks of only eats exquisite foods and stuff like that. But I really identify with that character because that's how I act about food anyway. And I give it a 5.
Okay, cool. I like that. The characters for me, Soma, which is the main character, he feels like somebody you know. You know what I'm saying? It's so real into the anime. Even the exaggerated characters feel real. There's a lot of side characters. There's people come in and come eat. There's a funny thing that happens at the very beginning of the second episode with just some random group of cultured people who shouldn't normally fit into this other culture, but they just pop up out of nowhere to come get some of that good cooking. You know what I'm saying? It's over exaggerated, but it's entertaining. Like I said, the side characters are funny. They have a lot of energy. Could feel a bit cliche, but not enough to where, I mean, it's cliche. Some stuff is cliche, but even though the cliche is a cliche, the characters that have those still have so many unique traits that the cliche is pretty much like a pebble in an ocean. You know what I'm saying? The chefs from the school, as far as introducing the chefs from the second episode, is very realistic. Their personality, their mannerisms, even the way they look down on the main character because he comes from this kind of upbringing of culinary versus they kind of upbringing of culinary, which in my personal life, I can relate to that, being on side to side with 5-star chefs and learning from my perspective of learning and being able to be on par. So I definitely agree with it. I love the uniqueness. I love the realism of all the characters. I think it really wasn't a character that I didn't like. I think the dad kind of came off to me as a jerk for a second. It kind of ran what he had going on and it's like, so 5 for me. So you ready for the world building part?
Yeah.
Anime world building. First of all, I like the realism. Straight out the gate, the realism. This anime is like somebody took the lifestyle of a chef or a kitchen worker or a food taster and made an anime out of it. It's very real. The situations are real. The conflicts that the characters have is extremely real. So it definitely is real. It's not for young kids. I wouldn't suggest that anybody under the age of 13 watch this, even though has food and it has a lot of different stuff. There's a lot of adult overtones that I think some young minds would be ready for. But if you're a teenager, whatever, I feel like it's not nothing major, but it's definitely a part of the show. It ties in with the food and passion. You know, I think the show was definitely, the world building around it was definitely entertaining. Like I say, realistic. The people were realistic. The situations were realistic. 100% real. Get a 5.
Okay, so for the anime world building, like he said, it's food and passion. I put orgasmic food because even when the first episode, it's like as soon as they eat food, it's like this whole adventure they go on inside. And I feel that way about food most times. And then what I did appreciate is that when they had a part where men and women were both eating food and they both felt the same way.
Yeah,
and
that
so
was
they
funny.
reacted in a male way and a female way, and they like got naked and all that stuff like that. But I enjoy orgasmic food because orgasms and food go together for me. Like sex and food is just a whole theme, and I appreciate them making a show like this.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, what you gave it?
I give it a 5.
Most definitely. I did like the connection with the food and the passion behind it, especially when they react to the food. That's funny. All right, we're going to fun factor category 4.
I say yes to a rewatch, definitely. Like this is something that caught my attention.
Yeah.
The feeling, I feel like it was a feel good, excitement type of show. And the mood of the show is hungry and horny to me because like it's all about food and orgasms and stuff like that. Because even like God Tongue when Suma was feeding her, like she felt it, but she felt the feelings towards him in the food, but she didn't want to go with those feelings. So I just felt like that was I just like the show overall. It gets 5 points across the board for me.
Well, I definitely say for as far as fun factor and rewatching value and stuff, like I said before, it got a lot of adult overtones. But like I said, it's not extreme. Very well timed. The show gives an explanation to, certain culinary and kitchen terms. They literally give you a detail on the top of the screen explaining what the food is, explaining what the term means, what it's used for, how it's used, which is very educational. I'm a big stickler if I could get a little something, get a little knowledge out of what I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like that, especially if you don't know anything about food, you can pick up on a lot of culinary terms from just watching it. It's like if Iron Chef was an anime in a sense, mixed with a couple of other elements.
The way the creators had the cartoon chopping, it was so realistic and like nicely chopped food.
Yeah, like you watching somebody make it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like I said, the culinary terms, the description of the foods, the reaction of when the people eat the food makes it fun. Because when they eat it, they're like, and it just drop. I'm over exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying. It's so funny to watch, and it's like entertaining. Definitely rewatch value. Like I say, it's like somebody made an action anime about being in the kitchen or being a chef. Really, you see so many random types of people, random types of characters in random places, all searching for food. 100% hilarious. Definitely in the mood of the show, like I must agree, you do make you hungry, do kind of give you aroused if you with your spouse, just kind of letting you know. 5 points. Final thoughts. Let's go to it.
All right, you go with your final thoughts because I'm gonna be wrapped up fast.
Okay, cool. So, like I said before, it gives you Iron Chef feel. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of explanation. The characters are easy to follow. The story is easy to follow. It's very realistic. It gives you a lot in a food anime, surprisingly, because this is my first time even watching an anime food-wise. Like, I normally wouldn't even watch this. So, definitely was a great show to watch. Like I said, the characters was great. The terms. It makes you want to create stuff, or it makes you want to eat stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to go in the kitchen right now and make some eggs and rice with some green onions on top of that bad boy with a little bit of, you know, bouillon cubes and stuff. I'm just joking, but you know, it gets that real after watching it. The school part does remind me of My Hero Academia or a little bit of Naruto-ish, but it's not enough to say they're copying that anime or whatever. It still just feels like, hey, these people go to school too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The chef's mentality of the main character and the way they treat the main character is 100% organic and it's real. Like, I don't know if the author or the creator was a chef, but he definitely captured the mentality that some chefs have towards chefs that were self-taught but have the same culinary skills. It was good. Like I say, it was great. The only problem I wish I had is that I wish I was in the anime. I wish I was the character in creating some food too. Be like, you thought that was good. Wait till I use some of this Louisiana cayenne pepper. Definitely get a 5 from me. Final thoughts. I had no problems. I actually graded this show before I even finished it. I was already into it. It was an instant sale for me within the first 15 minutes. I'm done.
I agree. Easy watch, great storyline, great realism, great connection to food and sexuality. It was just A+ show overall. Like he said, even though you have Assassin's Classroom and what's the one we reviewed last week?
My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia, and like they're going to school, it still feels different. And then I didn't really see that much fighting. It's like they really fight with the food, so it does give you a different aspect. Like food is an important part of life and an important part of everybody's society and culture. So I feel like that is a good take on basically how you can bring people together and how you can tear people apart. Like I really think they really brought home something with this food and anime aspect. So overall, I give it a 5 out of 5. My final score is a 25 out of 25. It was hands down a great show. I could watch it again.
I do want to add though, when you talk about the food and like how it's used, the food in the show is used like a weapon. Is used like a plot device. Is used to create a relationship or a bond with the characters. Like it's created. The food is used as a sense of war. Instead of fighting with weapons, you're fighting with food. Like, so it did give a lot. So honestly, I wasn't expecting to have a perfect episode with a perfect show. At least about 5 to 6 more episodes down the line.
This is a good one.
This is a great perfect. A 50 out of 50. You know what I'm saying?
So this is definitely
an anime and chill.
Definitely an anime and chill. And then the aspect of anime and chill. So you know when Netflix and chill, you trying to get up on your boo, eat a little something, chill, watch a little movie, and maybe cuddle and stuff. This is the perfect anime for that because they're already talking about the stuff that you're trying to be in. So they got the food, they got the sex, they got everything you want going on. So
they got a character on there with a distinctive tongue. I know she mentioned it earlier, but every time when I saw that character on the screen and her story, I just thought about her living with me. You know, like just the different types of food you get to taste, even creating something for somebody who's a doubter. Like as a cook and as a chef, I've been in those shoes, so I could really relate to this show almost stronger, dare I say it, than I feel about a Naruto or a Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? It's literally could become one of my new favorite animes. I'm really want to watch more of it. But next week we are doing a little scary, we're going a little spooky, Halloweenish. Okay. Well, not Halloweenish, but horror-ish, horror anime. I forgot exactly what it's called. We're learning the different categories. But we're gonna review Death Note, and then in about a week or so, we're gonna probably do Cardcaptor Sakura. We're gonna do some Sailor Moon or something like that. We're gonna represent for our females out there too. You know what I'm saying? As always, how they can follow you, baby?
You can follow your girl on YouTube at Vic Stay Winning. You can follow me on Twitter at Vic Stay Winning. You can follow me on Instagram at Vic Stay Winning 1. And you know what else? You can follow me right here on Anime4Deux with my homeboy Chef.
2 snaps and like your baby. I like that she rolls eyes. Anyway, you can follow me at Chef247 Comedy on Instagram and on YouTube as well. Our parent page, our parent channel, Infomux Media. Also follow us there on Instagram. And we got more stuff coming for you guys. Thank y'all. We will see y'all next week. We hope y'all appreciate the food. Give us some more likes, subscribe, comment. We want those comments. What you want us to cook next? What you want to see us make? What you want to see us watch? What you want to see us...
because this episode, this show was a suggestion and it went well. So, you know, let us know what's up. Hit us in the comment.
And most definitely shout out to D Beautiful. Shout out to her kids. Man, this was a great choice. I didn't expect to enjoy an anime so much. And this is what I wanted to do. This is my goal, to try a new anime that I'm unfamiliar with. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you guys. We'll see y'all next week. Once again, I'm Chef 24/7.
I'm Big Stay Winning.
And this was Anime4Deux. Peace out.